Evening, a bit of an on the hoof dear anybody today. Apologies for the rough look, just got in, hoping to buy a car tomorrow. My name's Kevin. I'm reading out letters written by my late father Jimmy Hodge in 1999. Jimmy was a journalist here in the UK, in the Kent part of UK, and for many years he wrote in all sorts of ways, but in 1999 he thought he would write a daily letter outlining the news of the day so we could read 26 years later, and we've got to the 14th of December. Nothing too stunning. A group of old age pensioners won a share of £5.5 million in the National Lottery, and Dad was wondering what they were going to do with that, but they've been doing it for 2 years, so good on them. Virgin boss Richard Branson was going to make a bid to do the lottery. I'm going to call it the People's Lottery, and was going to clamp down on any fat cat salaries. Dad was a little bit suspicious of that and thought, well, perhaps not, and would he ever be made a Sir Richard Branson, which I think he now is, so he got his wish perhaps in that sense. Historical note, cannabis was being tested for use by multiple sclerosis I think, sufferers, MS sufferers, and although the benefit seems to be quite significant, I don't think it's yet prescribed for MS sufferers. People might be able to get it illegally, but certainly not on any sort of prescription. I think if you think I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. And then a Norfolk farmer was alleged to have killed a teenager who was said to have been burgling his home, and the police were paying £20,000 a month to guard his house 24 hours a day because they thought he might have reprisals from fellow criminals. Dad was suggesting that Army or Marines might be drafted in because they're already being paid, which he said, watch this space, that will happen one day, and he might be right, of course. What else? The PS, as always. A number of road signs worth £7,000 were stolen from a stretch of roadworks on the A419 at Warborough Wilts. Who could you sell them to, Dad said, you know. Anyway, that was the news on the 14th of the 12th, 1999. 14th of the 12th, 2025. Sadly, there's been quite a mass murder in Bondi Beach, I think it was, in Australia. Some members of the Jewish community sadly gunned down by two gunmen, one of whom had been shot. So that's a bit sad in the year 2025. So whenever you might be watching that, 26 years later, have we made progress? Don't know. Anyway, you take care of mine. Here you go.